Hey, Cool Stuff's gonna have a booth at Gen Con, so if you have any Magic cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or HeroClix singles to get rid of, please stop by. We offer great prices and a 25% bonus for trade-ins. Please visit our website for more information. Thanks for watching, and now it's time for Playing on a Budget.
Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 4 with Playing on a Budget. With the Death and Taxes, we are now 1-2, losing to Soul Sisters, which is an unwinnable match for this deck. Living End, which I feel my chances of beating that deck are really good if I don't noob it up and punt the game like I did. And then against the Malaripod, which is basically an auto-win for Death and Taxes. That's exactly what this deck is built to beat, is the Pod decks especially, and any other sort of like Scape Shift and Pod. The Death and Taxes are very, very well positioned. That's why I do recommend playing Death and Taxes at a big tournament, because two of I think Pod just won the most recent GP Modern deck, and Living End took second, which I feel Death and Taxes is a good matchup against both of them. And then also it is great against Scape Shift, and Scape Shift is usually very popular. This is a decent hand. We don't need the second mana source for a couple turns, and we can cast a lot of stuff here. I'd like to see an Arbiter in the opening hand with the Ghost Quarter, but that's fine. We will go ahead and lead off here with a Plains and cast the Dryad Militant. And we have a Phyrexian Revoker if it ends up actually being used. I think Revoker is more of a sideboard card. I think the Aven Mindcensor fits better in the main board than the Revoker does. There are so many decks that Revoker just completely misses on. So I'm thinking this is more of a sideboard card. That's definitely a change I will make. Oh, are we going against Affinity, or are we going against... Oh, God. I was thinking, yeah, Affinity, this is probably a bad matchup for us. But we can actually Ghost Quarter off that Inkmoth Nexus, and he can't actually go get anything. He has no basic lands in his deck. So I think that's going to be the right play, but that'll set us back, but that'll also set him back. And I think setting him back is better than setting us back. So we'd have Stony Silences in the sideboard as well, which is good. So a Vial would have been amazing in this hand, and that's what's so great. I guess that's one interaction that I have not explained in the series. What? The dude's got basic lands and Affinity deck. What kind of Affinity deck is this? They usually play 16 lands and not one basic, but I guess Fulminator Mage and stuff like that, they're starting to adapt. Oh, evolution. Anyway, the great thing about Death and Taxes deck, which I was saying, was you can go first turn Vial, and then you can just start sacking everything, and it works out just fine. Springleaf Drum, okay, so he can still go off on his hand. Yep. So he's going to tap a mana tap for Steel Overseer, and if I don't find something for that, I am just crushed. Revoker, of course, is great in this matchup. Ooh, look at that, and I am going to revoke it. I am going to cast Revoker, naming the Steel Overseer, and setting it back even more. We have Stony Silences in the sideboard, which shut down this deck completely. Like, I like our matches versus Affinity. It's fine. It's a lot better than Soul Sisters. It's a lot better than even, like, Burn. Even though this deck's decent versus Burn because of Kitchen Finks. So, we're good. Now he's got a 1/1 Steel Overseer that doesn't do anything. Got another Signal Pest. He's more than welcome attacking with the Steel Overseer if he wants. I'll make that trade. See if he dispatches my Revoker. That's what it looks like he's doing. 2 mana. Vault Scourge. Alright. Didn't even take any damage here. And yeah, I'll make that trade, buddy, if you want to do that. I'll definitely make that trade. Come on, do it, do it, do it. Yeah. See, this deck, you actually want to get their Metalcraft down, because it is pertinent. And I mean, he might have another Overseer in his hand, and this might not look like the greatest block ever. But it's right now, from the information that I have, it's doing what I want it to do. And I've got Serra Avenger out now anyway, so maybe I didn't need to do that, but I want to get rid of artifacts. That's what this deck does. Now at this point, I do believe the right move is just to Kitchen Finks or Mirran Crusader. I don't know. I don't think it's Serra Avenger. I mean, this could be the thing. I could actually War and Peace, but War and Peace is bad in this matchup. It's just going to be the Mirran Crusader. We're going to spend our mana wisely as possible. We're so far ahead at this point, especially with all the lands that he has in his I mean, he's still... Okay, another Springleaf Drum is so redundant. He needs a Cranial Plating. He can attack with everything, but then on the swing back... Yeah, he's going to be taking a lot of damage, though. Only gaining 3. I'm only taking 5. So it'll be 17 to 15. And no other play. A land would be great. I can actually cast this for Springleaf Drum, but I think the right play is definitely going to be the Kitchen Finks. Still not the Sword of War and Peace of this at this moment in time. I don't think so anyway. I think it will be Kitchen Finks. So he's going to be taking a lot of damage here. Goes to 11. And yeah, Kitchen Finks is going to come out to put us up on the race. Cranial Plating, like I said, is still very problematic. But he's just... This is the problem with Affinity, though, is sometimes this happens. Yeah, look at that. Springleaf Drum, Springleaf Drum, Springleaf Drum. And I think I will actually name it. As this deck can start to go off with the amount of thought casts that it has. No, it's just pointless to name anything with Phyrexian Revoker here. I mean, I'm probably going to cast it, and I'll probably name Cranial Plating. Because that's the only thing that can get him back in this deck. Yep, and that was a good draw. We get the land. And we'll get in here for a lot of damage. He's down to 5. Serra Avenger. And Revoker naming Cranial Plating. And this should be game. Alrighty. So I'm sure he'll scoop here. There's absolutely nothing he can do besides like dispatch, thoughtcast, dispatch, just, you know, type thing to get enough card advantage to try to go off in one turn. But as you can see, this is a decent matchup. This is post sideboard. Now, after sideboard, we get even scarier because we do have Artifact Hate in the name of, get out of here, Aether Vials. Warden Pieces are bad if we're going to do this. Oblivion RIng's great. We bring in the Forge-Tender. Is he Pyro? Is he going to Whip Flare? Is he a Whip Flare deck? Is he? I don't know. Stony Silence and Relic-Warder. I don't think the Aven Mindcensor comes in. The only thing I might want Aven Mindcensor is block Sneakmoth Nexus, and actually I think that's decent. I don't think I need the Hero of Bladehold. It's too slow in this matchup. I would rather have the Aven Mindcensors. I want the pass. Thalia is awesome. Leonin Arbiter. I think Leonin Arbiter, Aven Mindcensor is more powerful than Leonin Arbiter. Well, let's bring in 2, though. Or is there more? There's more Leonin Arbiters. There's one more we can take out. I think, yeah, I think this is... Ooh, never mind. Dismembers. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, so there's one more Leonin Arbiter that's not decent. And I guess just one of the Aven Mindcensors. Good thing I have Aven Mindcensors can flicker the Phyrexian Revoker if I need. Burrenton Forge-Tender is a little bit risky. I don't know what type of affinity is. I saw the Glimmer Poise. He's definitely Whip Flare. So, yeah, Burrenton Forge-Tender is great. All right, submit this away. Stony Silence is a good game if we have it. They're also running Wear and Tear these days. This is a... you know what? This seems like this is a keepable hand. This is a great hand, just not against Affinity. And this is even worse. So, yeah, I'm going to mull this as well. And I guess this is as good as the first hand. I like this actually better than the first hand because it's got an answer for the Ink Moth. But, yeah, it's a very weak hand. It's sad that I couldn't find one answer. And he's going off crazy here, though, is the thing. So I'm in trouble as it is. I need a Path to Exile. No Path to Exile. It's going to be a while before the Mirran Crusader. I'm going to go out on a limb here. The good thing about Flicker Wisp is it gets counters off of something. And there is our Ghost Quarter for the Inkmoth next if he tries to kill us with poison. So Ravager's fine. Yep, so, yeah, why'd you do that, man? That's, oh, yeah, okay, he wants to put a counter on it, yep. And then he's going to attack in for 1. And so he can't go off with the Steel Overseer either with the Inkmoth Nexus poison because of the Ghost Quarters. Could he actually kill me here? I think he might be able to, so I have to Ghost Quarter here. So it's nice to have some mainboarded hate versus the Inkmoth Nexuses, but I'm still in horrible shape. I mean, I couldn't have kept that first hand as you saw. It would have been too slow. He's going to bait it out right here, I do believe. And I believe at this point I just take 2 poison damage. Or 3 poison damage. 3, 4, 5. Oh, Wrath of God is such a great... Yeah, Wrath of God is definitely going in this deck. It's such a great sideboard versus so many decks at the moment. There's Aven Mindcensor. I don't think it does anything at this point. I mean, he can just kill me in so many ways here, actually. Arcbound on, everything onto the, that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He kills me with damage anyway. He could go, okay, so he activates the Steel Overseer. See what he does here, though. Well, he can respond either way. Cranial Plating. Okay. He's attaching to the Ornithopter. Yeah, I'm dead in so many different ways here. All right, so awful. I drew like all the stuff in my deck that it doesn't allow me to, yeah, really interact. I mean, maybe Leonin Arbiter is actually better than Dryad Militant, as it still allows me to combo. And Aven Mindcensor in that case is better than a Leonin Arbiter. So, all right, we'll submit it like this. Yes, I'd like to play first. Do I have hate here? Yes, I do have hate here. I have Dismember and a Phyrexian Revoker. So no, this is not going to get... And then I've got the Ghost Quarter to kill his land and Leonin Arbiter combo him off. So we get a start first turn with a Plains, and we get a Dismember something this turn. So if it's going to be... See what comes out. If it's going to be something... Vault Scourge I don't care about. That's fine. Man, I just have so many dead cards in this matchup. So Leonin Arbiter is going to allow me to Ghost Quarter away the Inkmoth Nexus and him not getting a land out of it. So we'll see how that interaction actually works. But I do want to get up to 3 at least for a Kitchen Finks or 2. Or I want to cast this Phyrexian Revoker and name probably Cranial Plating. It depends on what he puts. Has the Seal Overseer, I name Cranial Plating. If it's something else. Yeah, the Serra Avenger will actually be really good here. Oh, wow. What a greed monster. You know what? In this case, oh, I want to so bad just Ghost Quarter this Inkmoth Nexus, and then he can't find anything, and then be like, have fun drawing into that land. But there's... I don't think I do that. I think what I do here is I attack in with Leonin Arbiter, and I at least get out one more card with my... I'm going to name Mox Opal here. I'm going to do it. Naming the Mox Opal in case he draws into a Mox Opal. It's an Inkmoth Nexus. This is going to allow him to go crazy now. He's going to try to poison me out. He tapped the wrong one, which isn't that big of a deal. There we go. So I do believe that now I have Serra Avenger I can cast. So I do believe I just... okay, there we go. I'm lagging a little bit. I'm like, why aren't my cards highlighting there? Okay, so I have the Serra Avenger, and I can Ghost Quarter an Inkmoth Nexus. Yep, and I can cast Leonin Relic-Warder after that. And so I think I do. Yep, we sack this. We destroy an Inkmoth Nexus. He's screwed. This is over. He has to draw into a land. And he does. Okay, well, he draws into a land. But he still can't do much. Steel Overseer is too slow by this point. I have a Dismember anyway. And I get an Exile in. And I just get a Revoker in. Or I just tack in with all these guys and go on the beatdown. Revoker on the Vault Scourge, is that what he's going to do? Yep. And he takes some damage here. Might as well cast a Leonin Relic-Warder on the Steel Overseer. And he is in very, very bad shape. If it's a creature, I can Dismember it. Cranial Plating doesn't do anything at this point. I have to worry about an Inkmoth Nexus. but he's going to be taking insane amounts of damage here, and I can just name Cranial Plating anyway. And do I care about naming actually Cranial Plating? Yeah, we'll do it. Just in case he gets like Mox Opal something, I have no clue. And we'll name Cranial Plating. So this way you can't like Vol Scourge, throw Cranial Plating on stuff, tap to activate themselves, and still gain enough life to stay alive. Yeah, this is game. Oh, you can actually activate that now, though. So maybe it's not quite game. Oh, a Whip Flare actually is horrible if he's got it. No, he'd still die to Serra Avenger if that was the case. Two Dismembers? Yeah. I don't think there's anything you can do, buddy. Alright, so a little bit... He kept away Greedy Hand. He has no one to blame but himself on that one. I mean, I keep Greedy Hands too, but... Yeah. See, he's going to be able to do that, but then I do this. And then he scoopy scoops. Right? 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 Come on, you're going to activate your other one. Come on, you're going to tap a mana. You got to tap your mana there. Or did he play that one this turn? Yep, there we go. Let's say we go 2 and 2. That's not too bad. Unfortunately, it was in the 2-man queues where we win, and in the tournament where it matters where we lost. But still get 2 Ravnica packs for 4 tickets. That's not bad. I really love this deck. Like I said, I highly recommend that if you're getting into Modern, this is a $200 deck. My version of this is get these cards now. They're going to go up. Leonin Arbiter is going to go up. This deck is going to see a ton of play. Mark my words. Because of, I guess I'll talk about this to wrap up. So we'll just get to the wrap up. This is Kevin from GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.